Blue Lock chapter 229 starts with a very sad ending of the backstory between Snuffy and his best friend Mick. And first of all, we can see how Snuffy rings and knocks at his friend's door as he's trying to visit and message him. When Snuffy enters the house, he suddenly finds his friend, who was laying on the floor and dead as he passed out from alcohol and pills to commit suicide. We then see another flashback of them and how they got to know each other. And first of all, they actually didn't like each other, as Mick didn't want a partner who is just big in his eyes, while Snuffy didn't want a partner who was way too small for him. The scene then cuts to a championship final where it looks like they both played and celebrated together after they scored the final goal in a championship final to win the championship in a 2-1 victory. During the celebration, Mick and Snuffy tell each other that they are the strongest and that they will both make it to the top of the world. We then see Snuffy and Mick in another flashback talking to each other after Mick is once again drunk and talking kind of crazy to Snuffy. Snuffy is reminiscing about the past with his best friend and their current downfall while Mick keeps drinking. Snuffy tells Mick that they are out of the regulars as they didn't do as much as they did last season, so they deserve it. And Snuffy keeps going by telling Mick that they have lost the trust from the top and that they have no other choice but to start over from scratch, change their minds in a lower ranked team. Mick disagrees with Snuffy as they are both kings and Mick is only interested in playing for big clubs. Snuffy disagrees with Mick now and says that they have just become players who have once ended, that they need to wake up as football is a fast changing world. Overnight you can become a star but also lose everything, which is what they did actually now. Mick is becoming angry and tells Snuffy that they have only conquered one of the 5 major leagues in Europe and that they still need to achieve their dream, which is to win all of the 5 major leagues, and if Snuffy can dream the same dream as him, he can get lost. Mick finishes their conversation with the advice that he won't change his way of life as it just isn't the right way to be a wise adult. Invention, revolution, innovation always starts with a damn brat's dream. The scene then cuts to Snuffy, who hugged his lifeless friend while he keeps crying. Snuffy says to his dead friend that he is sorry that he wasn't able to see the same dream until the end. Man, this is such a sad chapter, and Snuffy is by far the master with the biggest depth and backstory, and I'm wondering if Kaneshiro just likes Snuffy much more than all the other masters, or why he's giving Snuffy such a big backstory, which could also mean that Barou actually might become the #1 striker for Japan one day. The flashback ends and we get back to the present, and we can see Barou celebrating after he's got a 2-2 equalizer for Ubers, and all of the Ubers players, Don Lorenzo, Aiko, Ario and Nico, run towards Barou to celebrate the goal together with him. Barou then looks at Snuffy and tells him that from now on, he's done with him. He's done training for a second-class striker who's just there to fulfill the dream of his friend and who wants to retire after he has won the 5th and last major league. Barou wants to conquer the world on his own and choose his own path. He then screams at Snuffy that they both still have an agreement and that Snuffy has to withdraw his retirement, as Barou is the one in the end who will always beat Snuffy as long as he is on the battlefield. Snuffy then agrees and tells Barou that he got it and that he will continue fighting as he is still the best in the world. Snuffy then speaks to Mick in a monologue and says to Mick that he can't believe that Mick was right when he said that Snuffy will be a damn brat that will keep dreaming till the end of his life. And this is how chapter 229 comes to an end. By far the saddest chapter we've seen in Blue Lock, and I've seen a lot of criticism from many Blue Lock fans in the community, and to be honest, I can't agree with them and their criticism at all. I know that we all expect action and fast pace and crazy football scenes, but come on. This was a great flashback and character development, also especially for Barou, as Barou has become the incarnation of Mick, who never gives up on his dreams and opens Snuffy's eyes to never stop chasing his own dreams, which is also the reason why Snuffy withdraws from his retirement now. Furthermore, the star system has ended, which means that Noah and Snuffy now have to leave the pitch, and I think we can expect Hayori to join the match now in the next chapter, which means that ISAGI will finally start to cook in this match. Alright guys, what do you think about the upcoming chapter? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, stay safe and have a nice day.